Is there a daily routine you like to follow to complete all of the quests and content in Idle Heroes? Or do you just like to do it in any order that suits you? Either way, EmParallax here, and I'm going to go over my daily routine that I use to complete all the content. So sit back and enjoy. What's up everyone? So the first thing I'm going to do when I log in during a server restart in Idle Heroes is collect my Hand of Midas gold. Quickly after doing that, I'm going to go right over and start collecting my idle rewards. And these I used to be able to just click, 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 and actually going back, you used to have to collect loot 5 times. So you couldn't just sit here and in maybe 10 or 15 seconds collect experience 5 times. You had to wait until loot popped up. So when they changed that, it made this quest considerably easier. Moving on, I'm just gonna do my typical circle summons. Usually don't get anything too good, but you never know, some days you get great stuff. Now we have Celestial Island. I'll collect all my rewards and then go through. We do the boss first, set my team up. The one thing that is tough is since I have 2 accounts, I have to continuously reset my lineup. I don't know if you guys tell or if it's on both Android and iOS, but if you keep the same lineup, it will actually remember that lineup for you. So when you come to do your Celestial Island or the battles or the arena, it will actually have your team saved. But since I switch back and forth between 2 servers, it kind of sets me at a disadvantage because I have to go and manually enter the team in at least the first time for those events. But now I'm just going through the battles. I have to say I loved the update where you can quickly spot if you have a hero shard island. I think that was an awesome addition because I'd have to usually go through, and when I got to like 2 purple daffodils, I'd go through every single island to make sure that I don't miss the skin shards, because I love the skins. I kind of upset the one time I got 2 of the same skin. I got 2 of Demon Hunter skins, which I wish you could kind of trade in maybe duplicates for maybe 7 skin shards or something, or just once you have 1 skin you can apply it to as many heroes. That would be nice, but not something they do. So as you can see, Celestial Island takes a little bit to go through, and it's a lot of clicking. The only battles that I sometimes watch is if I'm having trouble defeating a certain enemy. Say I just ranked up my castle or whatever you want to call it, and now all the enemies are more difficult. If I can't beat all of them without looking, like here you can tell I'm really not even paying attention to what enemies I'm facing. On my other account though, I used to have to do that until I powered my team up. So that's usually the only time where I don't skip the battles, just so I can see what's happening, why am I losing. Usually it's just you need to throw more resources into your base. As you can see, I have a bunch, so I really could do better about upgrading, but I've just done this so many times. I've kind of gotten in the habit of it. So now we're going to go to Casino. Since it's the event, I'm just going to do a 10 times summon just to see what we get. Usually I would just do the bare minimum of 2. Next, quickly going over to the marketplace. I try to refresh this as much as I can. I always buy the scrolls, and that's usually about it. I'll buy the 10-star tokens and the chips if they pop up. Now we have the tavern. As you can see, I always leave at least 2 so I could quickly complete that portion of the quest what I usually go through on this account is lock any 3-star quest and refresh the others. It depends how many times. If I'm refreshing and refreshing and refreshing, say that I got everything there, but sometimes I'll just quick complete a 1 or 2-star quest. Now I just got to go through, pick all my heroes. This part I don't really have. I have enough heroes now that I don't need to be super strategic about it. I usually need to pick one strong hero, and then I could pick any other just to fill the gap. I don't recommend say doing this. There's no need to obviously have a super amount of might over each quest, so try to get over the bare minimum if you don't have spare heroes, and especially when if you save your quests for the event, this weekly event, like the tavern quest event, usually you'll lose some of those heroes, because what I do is I'll save the quests. I'll have them completed but just sitting there, so any heroes that are stuck in that quest get locked and you can't use them until you unlock or complete that quest. So just a few tips along the way. Alrighty, so we finished the tavern. Now I'm gonna come over here. I've been really lucky. A lot of the friends have had friendship bosses to battle. There's a lot of times where I don't get to do any battles and I'm just sitting at 10 whatever the energy bread or whatever the energy is for the friendship battles, and I just can't do anything. So that's always kind of a bummer. But on the contrary, when there is no other bosses and you kind of search and a boss pops up, it's an awesome feeling, because you can instantly get rid of 10, get a bunch of friendship points and other gear. So usually maybe some people have some strategy for which bosses to pick. I'm just saving time. I usually just pick the top boss. So that's probably not the best way if you really want to dig down to it. I'm sure there's the nitty-gritty details that you can optimize your damage, but I feel the biggest thing is if you just can consistently complete these battles, and as your team gets stronger and stronger, it won't really matter, as long as, or it might matter, but it won't matter as much, and you save some time in that aspect. So now we're gonna go through, collect the ads. So I didn't want to make you guys watch all those ads. The one thing I just wanted to say is that it's kind of funny. A lot of the times they are game ads, but I've got a few that are spaghetti sauce, and I was just like, I don't know if that's something, how Google Ads sets that up, or if the spaghetti sauce just thought Idle Heroes would be a good forum to display their content, but I just thought that was kind of interesting. But after I watch all my ads, I'll collect all my rewards here. I check to see if anyone messaged me. So now we're moving on. So I'll usually go to the arena. I'll check, like, we have something to join. So I'm gonna join here, see if I could get my team set up and quickly find another team. I usually just go through and pick teams that are somewhat close to my might. See, there's only one I really want to apply. I guess I'll apply to this one too. So apply to a few. We'll see how that goes. Then I'm gonna go through and join the arena. I usually just pick the lowest one. Don't usually watch the battle, just because sometimes if I'm gonna watch a battle, I usually watch the Guild War battles, just because that's a more prime situation to see what your team's doing, because you're faced against completely random teams that you can pick, but you can't pick some of them you actually can't see. So we'll go through, do the bare minimum 3 arenas. Moving over, you guys get to watch me do everything today. We're gonna go through the Brave trial. I still, have like the same team for both PvP and PvE. So Brave Trial, Arena, I still use one singular team. I'm hoping, as you can see, I have a considerable bit of heroes, not nearly this strong, but I'm hoping to as I 10-star more heroes, I'll start to have more diverse selection, because you really want to vary your teams. It's rare where you can have one team that is super good at PvP content and super good at PvE. There's all heroes that are a little bit better in one compared to the other. So I hope that eventually, sometime soon being maybe few months, probably 6 months, to get a substantial amount of more 10-star heroes. But Celestial Island is something I usually only make it to 9. Sometimes I even lose at 6. I don't know if it's just how the other teams' comp is set up, but there are some teams that just lower might just wreck me. So kudos to them. But I do always like when I see one hero. Makes me happy. But enough about idle heroes. Where I'm going through the rest of this, I'll just give you a little bit of update on my week. It was kind of crazy at work. I'm starting to work C-shift rotation, which basically means I work 12-hour shifts on the weekend. So that's kind of why my content has been released, I think, a little more sporadically. Instead of releasing it all on the weekends, sometimes I'm releasing a lot of videos during the week. So that's kind of why I do it. Just like today, I'm completely off on a Tuesday because I worked C-shift this weekend. So it's kind of a cool thing. I like it because I have a whole day to sit down and release some good content for you all. I'm hoping to do more than one video today, but we'll see how that goes. But back to Idle Heroes. Right now I am very excited. I'm hoping some of the things coming up, I really want to 10-star my Ice Blink. I really also need a tank. Taking a look at my team, I have Assassin, Ranger, and 1 Priest. So I'd like to get a Vesa instead of Ormus right now. That would be, but my Vesa I think is only 180, so that's a 10-star is very far away. Could maybe get a 6-star Sig, but it's going to take a while to level him up as well. So I think I just need a little bit more tank, but right now I have all of my guild tech in Rangers, Assassins, and a little bit in Priest. So I'm kind of specced out for the lineup that I have, but I think I can make it even better if I can make some of those adjustments. So keep going here. There is probably more strategy I could use to get a little bit farther. I kind of just throw in heroes. Another thing to note, I actually don't, if it's not on my main lineup or someone that I sometimes switch in, I usually don't gear my other champions that aren't in that main lineup. And that's just for the sole fact because I'm still a big proponent of forging at the blacksmith. I think gear is the one thing, gear and guild tech is the one thing that I'm currently lacking. Other than a few more 10 stars maybe, to have few more god tier 10 stars to get an ideal lineup, but that's going to take a ton of time. So the gear will also take a lot of time, but that's something I can actively work through to complete, to make my team stronger. So as you can see, it's not looking good. I usually just throw these last monsters in there just to see if I get lucky, but it also bothers me. I don't like when I have the red dots saying that there's something for me to complete. So I try to use all my heroes. I think I have one more. Yeah, we'll just throw him in there so he can die really quickly. just so that red arrow doesn't pop, or red dot, excuse me, doesn't pop up, because it's something that bothers me. So then we'll move over to the Aspen dungeon. Here, since I finally, a little bit ago, got to difficult. So what I usually do is I'll go through, I usually start here. I like to buy the heroic scrolls. If we just had that event, so I'll get one of the 20. Go through here. I usually buy everything available for gold. Oh, that's nice. I don't see that too often. I might come back and buy some of this stuff, but a little lower on gems, so I might save it. I might come back and spend it. Sorry for all the clicking noises too. My microphone still can pick up on that stuff. I won't go through the whole Aspen dungeon with you guys. Just show you that part. I usually run it through pretty quickly. Nothing until I'm not ever close to making it out of difficult. So we'll move past that. We'll go to the blacksmith. We'll forge. I usually just stay on the first weapons page. I'll show you probably how much other gear I have over here. Sometimes I'll go through and I'll just forge everything if I have a bunch of money and I feel I'm close to getting another tier of gear. After blacksmith, we'll come over. I'll collect the event monthly login quickly. We'll go through. We'll do all my guild activities. I usually try to recruit a few times, come through, collect all the mill rewards. Sometimes I get a little out of sync. I know if you really, really wanted to, you could go through and make sure you're on top of every single reset timer, not miss a beat, but it already takes me, I put a good bit of time, probably an hour and a half to 2.5 hours a day going through and maintaining my two accounts. So it gets a little difficult to manage fully those two accounts. If you spend that time, you'll be a little better off than the other guy. But in the long run, rather than burn out, I feel you get in your groove, you kind of stick with that. So as you can see, I'm doing my team's pretty solid. I think Fuggy and Adast are, depending on the boss, are very close. Well, I guess Fuggy's not very close, but I'm usually close in might or damage to Adast. And as you can see, Fuggy, his team is just rocking it. Guild Wars, I could register my team. I usually do that Tuesday or Wednesday. Yeah. This server 42 isn't as populated, so it's not as crucial for me to log in, or I don't think it's as crucial for me to log in as early. So once that's taken care of, we have the guild, blacksmith. So now the only thing left is I'll go through and I'll do my challenges. I really don't need to set any specific lineup to complete these challenges. I kind of just get in the habit of setting it a certain way. Go through and quickly. Got some double rewards, which is good. I usually don't refresh the guild challenge or the brave challenge. I just do the initial two, get those out of the way. Sometimes I was just about to say, sometimes I get some triple rewards, which are always nice. I'm not really hurting for spirit or hero promotion stones, but you never know. It's always good to have more and not need it than have less than you need. So the hero challenge, to get the hero shards, I always get the max number of battles. I feel it is critical to have fodder to produce 5 stars, especially 4 stars. They're crucial to have. I usually keep them as shards. This week is the fusion event, so that's when I'll go through and I'll spend all of the all of those shards and such. But that's it for, I guess, phase 1, you'd say. I'll come back here, collect the rewards. Sometimes I click or touch so fast it gives me a server error. But that's the portion of that I complete right when the server resets. I'm not going to go through and go through everything again, but I guess we'll call phase 2 is right before work. So 7 p.m. Central Standard Time is when my server resets, or the server resets in my area. So I'll go do everything I just showed you. Then in the morning, after I wake up, I will come over. I will make sure I collect my idle rewards. I'll go through, get my free the free Hand of Midas, which I actually usually do first, then campaign rewards. Then I'll do the free summon circle, go through, get all my Celestial Island bosses taken care of, come over to the marketplace. I like to refresh that as much as I can with my daily routine. I'll come to the tavern. I'll complete all the quests but 2 in no specific order, really. I just want to have 2 so when the next server reset comes around I can quickly complete that quest. Come through, do all my bosses. If I have a search, I'll use it, collect my mail again, come back. The only other thing to do is my guild activities, and once that's done, my morning routine, or phase 2, is done. Phase 3 is at lunch. It's real simple. All I do is I like to collect my idle experience. I try, because as most of you know, there's only 8 hours that you can build up. So I try to always collect it in intervals intervals so that it never gets past 8 hours. I don't want to be having time where I'm not generating any of these resources if possible. So that's all I do at lunch, and then after work I'll come through, I'll do my campaign again, get some rewards, Celestial Island, I'll do the marketplace again, and then I'll come do some more friendship just to clear those out, make it a little bit easier for me to complete my server or server reset dailies. So with that is my daily routine. But thank you for sitting and listening to me babble on. But I'm really interested in hearing all of your routines, if you even have one. So some of you may just do it in whatever order you feel like. Take breaks, whatever it is. If you have a routine and a reason why, or no reason, just put it in the comments below. I'm curious to see how many people do the same thing, or does everyone have their own touch and their own take on these completing the daily content. But EmParallax here, and remember, it's all about how you look at things.